heard that if you fail the ICD-10 exam, you will lose ICD-9 CPC certificate. Is this true?
No.
No, they really just want you to demonstrate that you have touched the ICD-10 codes and that you are familiar with them, that it's not like, it's a professional credential, and a CEU isn't enough to say that you have proficiency in this new coding system. So by doing this 75 question or 150 question proficiency assessment, that's basically that seal of approval. They give you multiple times to pass it. If you don't pass it the first time, they don't yank your credential. Yes, you'll have to pay again to take it again, but I think you get 2 tries for 1 fee. So,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
there's no indication on the website that they will limit how many tries you do before they take away your
And
credential.
I'd like to real quickly address now, they've come out and said that you can take a 150 proficiency, 150 question proficiency exam at your, excuse me, at your own pace and take like a year, something like that. I would, I personally don't think that's a good deal. It's only like 75 questions. They're not that hard. You get to take it more than once. And I would say do it and get it over with. Don't do your own at your own pace. I mean,
Yeah,
you do
these are
get a
the 2
course.
choices. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a course, but you have to do 150 questions, and it is unlimited attempts. But for $60, you get to take it twice. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, guys, it's not that hard. It's not that scary. If you can code in ICD-9, you can code in ICD-10 with an ICD-10 manual, and just
That
pay
helps.
attention to the details. Yeah, just so I wouldn't be going and investing a whole bunch of money into ICD-10 to pass the exam if by being scared and trying to take the 150 question exam over a year. That's just too much pressure. It
Okay.
sounds easier, but it's not.
Wow, lots of ICD-10 questions here. All right, so for those preparing for the exam for ICD-10, what should be the main focus on preparing to study for the exam? We need to know what direction to go. Guidelines, guidelines, guidelines. And
Only about the guidelines.
that's really the key. If you can read the ICD-10 guidelines, and they're available on the internet. If you just Google ICD-10 official guidelines, it's in a PDF, and you can basically become very proficient by studying that document. Our ICD-10 mini course and full course go over the guidelines, obviously. The full course goes over into great, great detail. The mini course is pretty much all about the guidelines. It's not going into more in depth than that. And then our blitz is going to be definitely just the guidelines. We're going to be hitting the highlights that we feel that you'll be tested on the proficiency assessment. So those are the 3 levels of intensity that we have at CCO. But basically the guidelines is really what you need to become proficient at. And by the way, the AAPC exam is on the CM portion only, not PCS. It's not the procedural part of ICD-10. It's just the clinically modified or the diagnostic portion of ICD-10. Okay, for ICD-10 CM, should we already prepare our code set with bubbling technique? We will have time to make proper notes in our books. Is a 2-day recording included in seminar fee? Oh, okay. So people really know our style, don't they? Yes, and I forgot to mention that when we do the live 2-day blitz, as a bonus, you will get access to the recording afterwards and a 50 or 60 question, I can't remember how many questions, practice exam for ICD-10. So it's really a really great package. Plus you get me and Alicia. And so if you've seen the recent email that Lisa sent out with our little cartoon bodies, I wish my body looked like that. But
I did too.
But yeah, and it's not going to be the bubbling and highlighting technique we use mostly for CPT. We do notes in our diagnostic manuals, but I wouldn't say it's as prevalent as with CPT. So it's mostly making notes in your manuals that's going to jog your memory about the guidelines. And quite honestly, ICD-9 out of the box does a great job at that. When you use the index properly, you are led to the correct notes. If you read the exclusion notes, you are prevented from making a coding mistake. If you read the notes about what you should code also, and sometimes it'll tell you what order to code it in. So just be obedient little coders and follow what ICD-10 tells you, and you'll do very well with it.
Get more CPC exam tips, coding certification training, and CEU credits. Go to www.codingcertification.org.